Well, hello, it's Wolf Daddy, and I am taking a walk in the woods. My dogs are out here somewhere, and I'm sure they'll catch up to me, or I'll catch up to them. Anyway, so yesterday I took y'all for a walk, and I promised that I would tell a story or two. And I know what I want to talk about. I'm just going to try to find a kind of a warm, sunny spot here in the woods. The sun's been up for, several hours now. It was very cold this morning. I think I was up at about 4:30, and so I just wanted to warm up a bit. Autumn is really full force right now, and I want to find a cool spot where I can share with you a story or two. So I think I found a sunny space to video, and of course I don't wear sunglasses. I wear prescription lenses, and they transition, and my eyes are super sensitive to the light. So I'm sorry about sunglasses. I'd rather have eye contact with you, but I wanted to tell you the story. I think I want to tell you two stories. We'll see how it goes out here. But they're Raven stories, and I don't know how many of my friends and fans know about Raven. He's long gone now. I met him in 1997. He was about 18 months old, just like on fire, full of piss and vinegar, beautiful golden eyes piercing through his black fur on his face and all over his body. It was just this beautiful midnight black. And I'm trying to think of how can I make this really long story relatively short. But at the time, the ladies, Jackie and Barbara, who ran the Wolf Sanctuary, were setting up educational programs, and we had to fire the person who was doing the educational programs. And the ladies had already set up 2 events where they wanted the wolves to go to, but we didn't have a person to take them. And so they said, Leighton, why don't you take them? And I didn't have a relationship at all with the wolf that they wanted me to take. His name was Nayati. And so Jackie said, oh, why don't you take Raven? And I'm like, that dude scares me. I don't know what I'm doing. So we did go to an event in the city center, and I brought my girlfriend at the time with me because Raven seemed to really like her. And with me, he was always like jumping up on me. I'd hand leash to her, and he's like, oh, la 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 la, I like the girl. And so he kind of frightened me. He indeed intimidated me that entire event. Well, it wasn't but a couple weeks later that they had another event set up, which I should have never done. But Jackie's like, oh yeah, take Raven. It's a Mountain Man event. And it was going to happen in the East Mountains of Albuquerque at an elementary school, like playground area, I think. Maybe it was a middle school. I don't remember. But it was definitely a school with a big playground area that they had set up this event in the East Mountains for you to get a visual. It's a lot like what's behind me, lots of trees, lots of ponderosas. And so I asked my girlfriend at the time, hey, will you go with me and help me out? And she's like, sure. And she didn't have a clue what we were doing. So it was me and Raven and Sandy. And so I packed up some gift shop items, my cash box, a donation box, and Raven, and we jumped into this rickety old van that I had and went to this event. So whenever I'm with Raven, I would always put the leash up my sleeve and hold it right here, and then I would go and carry things, and he would walk with me. And I had control over him and the leash because it was clear up here. I had my hands free. And so I had picked up and I had carried my cash box, and I put it on the table in the little booth they had set up for me. And then I went over and I got the donation box, and I set that on the table on the booth that they supplied for us, and my girlfriend was just kind of standing there not knowing really what to do next, waiting for some instruction from me, when all of a sudden a cannon went off. This is a Mountain Man event, so they had this black powder cannon that they shot off, and the next thing I knew, I'm running for my life, holding on for dear life as this wolf is dragging my ass up a mountain. And I have no control, but all I know is I can't let go. If I let go of this animal, I'm doomed. This animal is doomed. I'm holding on for dear life, running absolutely as fast as I can, and that's not fast enough. And Raven takes me up to the top of this mountain. A hill, okay, probably took me up, 500, 600, 700 yards up this hill, where we could look down upon this school and see what was going on down there. And I can see my van parked by the booth that they had set up for us. And I see my girlfriend standing there going, where are they? And I see our cash box sitting on the table by itself, and a donation box sitting on a table by itself. And I'm now on my knees with Raven, begging him to let's go back down there. And he's having none of it at all. Every time I'd tug on the leash, he'd growl and snarl at me. I didn't know this guy. I mean, I barely knew Raven. We did not have a relationship as of yet. And so every time I would stand up and try to pull him, he would get ferocious on me. He had bit at me a couple of times, didn't injure me, but sent me the warning. Don't frickin' pull on this fucking leash, dude. I ain't going back down there. They're shooting guns. And I'm stumped. I don't know what to do. So here I am. I'm on my knees. I've got this wolf right here, and I'm going crazy because I got a cash box down there with all the money we've got. I don't know what's going on down there. All I know is I'm up here with a wolf. My girlfriend's standing there, doesn't know what to do, and I don't know what to do. And so I had to start thinking. And I'm thinking, I'm ill-equipped for this. I don't know this animal very well, and I don't know what to do. So I just got quiet. And I remembered a story that Dr. Wayne Dyer had told on one of the audio presentations that I had of him. And if you don't know who Dr. Wayne Dyer is, please go find some of his work and listen to it or read it, because he's an amazing person and really helped me in my life just through the audio presentations I listened to. But he told the story of St. Francis and the Wolf of Gaudio. Now, I don't know anything about Catholicism. I know nothing about St. Francis except for what Wayne Dyer said in that story and what tiny little research I had done after the fact. But as the story goes, that as well as I know it, and you may know it way better than me, is that there was a wolf coming into this town of Gaudio in Italy, and it was intimidating the people. And they went to St. Francis and says, hey, dude, you talk to animals, you preach to animals, why don't you go talk to this wolf? Now, I think what they didn't realize is that, he was out in the woods preaching to birds and animals because the humans wouldn't listen, from what I understand. But what I also think I know about St. Francis is he never put pen to paper. He always had a scribe with him. But in this one case, the scribe's like, I ain't going to go talk to no wolf. You take care of that. So St. Francis went and had a meeting with the wolf, and they made an agreement. They had a negotiation. And actually, St. Francis put that on paper. And I'm not sure, did the wolf put his little paw print going, yeah, I agree. If the people of Gaudio bring me food at the edge of town, I won't come into town and intimidate them and take their sheep or whatever. But the moral of all this story for me is negotiate. I learned early on that if a wolf has something of yours that you need to get back, you've got to make a trade. And it's got to be a better trade than what the animal's got. They got to want what you've got more than what they've got. And so it's about negotiation. So I began to think, what do I do? How do I do? What do I do? Now, I'd already had some mental communication with Raven very early on, which is another story for another day. So I settled myself, and he was calm now after me thinking about this story. And I looked at him square in the eye, nose to nose. I said, Raven, let's make a deal. From this day forward, I promise you that I will never make you do what you don't want to do. I'll never make you go somewhere you don't want to go. If you agree to never make me do something I don't want to do, or go somewhere I don't want to go, like what's happening right now. I need to go down there and take care of that, and I need you to come with me. But from this day forward, we'll never do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And he said, okay. He stood up and he walked me down that hill. We got to the bottom of the hill, and the guy who was like coordinating this whole event spotted us. And he's like, hey, you guys okay? I said, yeah, we're okay. And Raven then looks over at the school building, and there is stacked 3 straw bales against the building. And Raven looks at those, and he turns to me and he says, can I have those? And I'm like, I don't know. So I say to the guy who's coordinating this, I said, hey, can we have those straw bales over there? And the guy's like, sure, I'll have someone bring them over. And I don't know what this is about. So a couple guys come over and they bring over the 3 straw bales. They say, where do you want them? I'm like, I don't know, just put them right there. So they just put them right there, right at our booth. The second those 3 straw bales were stacked and those 2 dudes walked away, Raven jumped up on top of those 3 straw bales, crossed his hands over the edge, and looked like he was the king of the whole Mountain Man event. And all he really needed was that bird's eye view to see what was going on. And of course, I spoke with the coordinator about let's don't shoot guns while the wolf is here. I told him what happened up there. And so they didn't shoot any more guns. But Raven was comfortable and he felt in control because he had this high vantage point. So that really, this story is really the beginning of the relationship that Raven and I had developed over the years. And the communication, that was really the beginning, the true, solid beginning of, wow, we can communicate. This is epic. So thanks for joining me. If you want more stories, let me know. And be sure to leave a comment. Give me thumbs up. Give me lots of thumbs up. Share. And tell people about Wolf Daddy. And I've got more stories to tell. So I hope you're doing fabulous. I hope you have an incredible week this week. And I sure hope that my week is way better than last week, because last week really freaking sucked. So, not the whole week, but elements did. Anyway, love you all. Have a fabulous week.